Now, a bit of a theme in tonight's show is not to be defeatist, but to explain when two things can happen. Two things can happen. Meaning, yes, despite the fact that it all looks like it's going Trump's way, and we'd all like it to go Trump's way, those of us that are having this conversation or watching us on the telly, reality is we could wake up and Harris ends up winning. So let's have the chat before that might happen. What can you see that maybe isn't as obvious to everyone else if she does win about how she's winning?
No, it's a good question because you don't want to be surprised, and we could be because it's so tight. Notwithstanding the fact that Trump's leading in all those polls, it's by a little. It's tight, 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 tight. Yeah, I'll tell you what I think it is. First of all the people I talk to who are on the ground trying to get people out to vote on Team Trump and are, really running herd on that in several states are telling me the same thing, 50-50. It's 50-50. We need everyone to get out, everyone. So they're not breathing a sigh of relief at all. No one's getting back to me with, he's running away with it. And even I've talked to top pollsters who are more on the inside than they are the out, who say the same thing. They don't say he's losing. They don't say he's going to lose. They say it couldn't be any tighter. And they're, nervous, not because they think he's going to lose, but because it's too tight for comfort. So that's one thing. Secondly, there is a real question about whether they did fix the polls. They overpolled Dems back in 2016. That's why we had these huge margins for Hillary Clinton when we all found out later Trump won, because they were oversampling Dems, and in particular, oversampling college-educated Dems, which is entirely a Dem group, right? Demo. Those are not Trump's fans or his voters. So then they thought they fixed it in 2020, but, those polls were wrong, too. They had Joe Biden way up. I mean, Joe Biden did not win by those margins I just read to you, 7.8, 7.5. It was tight. It was very tight. As you know, he won by about 40,000 votes in the swing states. So they may have done a little better, but they weren't fixed. And then they said, well, yeah, by 2022, they had removed the over-inclusion of Dem-inclined voters. And that's why we had a predicted red wave that never materialized, because they fixed the polls by 2022 to factor in more Republican voters. But we can't rely on that because Trump was not on the ballot. And Trump, as the world knows, is a very unique force. And Trump a ballot without Trump is an entirely different animal than a ballot with Trump. So that's one of the things that makes this whole thing unsteady and unknowable. Like, we're going to find out on the week of November 5th, whether they really have fixed the polls this time or if they've overcorrected the polls this time. And having said all that, let me give you one other fact. The one poll that they said was the most accurate poll of 2020, the most accurate poll of 2020 is Atlas Intel. And they just released their latest poll. And it shows Trump with a 2.7 percentage point lead over Harris on national level. That's 0.7 percentage points outside their margin of error, which is 2. And when you add in the full field, like a third-party candidates, it's Trump up 3.4 percentage points. And it has Trump with a 9-point lead over independents, over Kamala Harris when it comes to independents. It also has Trump up 1.2 percentage point in Michigan, up 3 in Pennsylvania, up 2 in Georgia, up 0.6 in Arizona, up 0.3 in Nevada, and it has Harris up 2 and 1 in North Carolina and Wisconsin, respectively. So that's Trump leading in 5, let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 swing states. That's very good news for Trump. That's the most accurate poll last time around. So look, it could go either way, Paul, and get out the vote efforts are going to have so much to do. They're saying the get out the vote effort could be worth 3 points to her. Well, if he's up 3.4 and the margin of error is 2, you can subtract 2 from that. So maybe he's up 1.4 and get out the vote is worth 3 for her on election day. Yeah, this could still go her way, and it could go her way not easily, but kind of big time if you add on 3 percentage points to all of those swing states.